Howdy everyone, this is Trisha and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I put together this cute little puffed up fabric wreath. It's really easy to make, it just takes a little bit of time. So I want to show you how I made it. So let's get to crafting. Alright, so to make our wreath, we're going to need a wreath form. So I have this one here. It's a 14-inch size. I grabbed this from the Dollar Tree. And then we're going to need some ribbon. The ribbon doesn't really matter, so I just got a plain red ribbon. But it can be any color that'll coordinate with any fabrics that you might have. I also have an assortment here of some fabrics. A couple of these are not Christmassy, but the others are. They don't have to be. You can use whatever you want. You don't have to have an assortment like I do. You can use just one print or one color, or choose 2 or 3 colors, whatever you want. Oh, and I forgot to mention that you're going to need something to stuff your little shapes. So I'm going to be using cotton balls, but you can use any other filling that you want to use, even some tissue paper. All right. You can choose any shape to make your wreath, but I'm going to be doing some circles and some stars. My circle is almost 4 inches in diameter. It's just a little bit shy of 4 inches. That's what I'm going to be cutting out. You don't want to make them too big because then they're going to be really bulky to put on your wreath. And then you don't want them too small because you want to be able to sew, turn them, and stuff them a little bit. All right, so then we're going to also do some stars, or at least I'm going to do some stars. My star from, one point to another, like this, for example, is 6 inches. And I took a while drawing a star till I got one that I was satisfied with. But if you have a stencil or some other shape, a little wood shape that's in a star, that's maybe 5 or 6 inches, then that'll be good. Okay, I've got those ready. So now we're going to start cutting them out of some fabric. I'm just going to grab one of my fabrics and I'm going to start cutting some circles. And I'm going to want 2 pieces for every circle shape or every circle ornament. The same thing, you want to double up your fabric like that for your stars as well. So just cut them out of whatever fabric you want. If you want to do just circles or just stars, that depends on what your choice is. And of course, if you want to do squares or triangles, use your imagination. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pin this down, but I'm going to actually double this up again. I don't know if I have enough to then do a triple fold, but this is kind of wrinkly over here, so we're going to skip that. I'm going to do this. Oh, that's more than enough. Let me even go down a little bit. All right. I'm just going to pin this down, and the reason that I'm doubling it again, that way I can cut 2 at a time. And then I can decide, well, how many do I actually want to cut out altogether? Okay. That's good enough. I just pinned it down, and we're going to cut around it. And we're going to do the same with the stars. So I'm just going to loosely cut like that. All right, so I've gone ahead and I've cut this, and I have here 4 circles, and you need 2 of them for each little round ornament. Now, what I can also do is I can cut another 4 from a solid fabric, so that I can do the back. So let's say you don't have too much of a certain print fabric, then go ahead and use another fabric. Let's say I have this other fabric. I can cut some more circles, cut 4 of them, or however many I'm going to end up cutting all together. I can cut 4 of these little circles so they can be the backs of this fabric. And it could be the back of every one of my fabrics. Why not, right? Or a solid, like I said. That way you will have enough of your print, just in case you don't want to waste the print. And they're going to be glued down onto the wreath, so the backs, we're not going to see them, just a little bit on the edge. So that's just a little bit of advice I'm going to give you. You can try that, and if you have, then you'll have enough fabric for everything. Okay, let me go ahead and cut out my stars as well. I'm just going to cut out, maybe, I don't know, I'm going to cut so I can make 10 and 10 or 10 and 5, and then I'll be back. All right, so I'm doing the same thing for the star shape, but for the stars, I'm just going to cut out a couple out of each of the fabrics, and I've decided to use 4 fabrics. For the circles, I decided to cut 4 of each, so I'll have 16 circles, and I think I'm going to have 8, yeah, 8 stars. Now, I may not use all of that. We'll see what happens. I did decide to use a coordinating fabric for the backs of the shapes, so I'm going to do the same thing for the stars. So I'm going to put the right sides together like that, and I'll repeat the same thing for the stars, and just pin them and put them off to the side. I'm just going to go ahead and finish cutting. I put all these little fabric layers together, and I'm cutting them all at the same time to save myself some trouble. And then I'll do the same thing with this other fabric for the back. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to take my star shape and my circle shapes. Again, the right sides of the fabric facing each other, and I just, you know, pin them down together. I've done the same with the star. Now with the star, for some reason, when I cut the back fabric, it doesn't quite match up with the first stars that I cut out with the printed fabric with what I want to be the front. So they don't fit quite right. So maybe you want to cut them at the same time. That way you can have, you know, your back fabric and your front fabric. Just put the back sides together, put your pattern on there, cut them out. That way they'll come out the same size. But I'm still working with them. I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to sew about 1/8 of an inch in, because I don't want them to be too small, but then again, you know, I didn't want to cut them too big. Okay, so I'm going to back stitch here. Now I'm just using a red thread. Use whatever color thread. If you want to match your fabric, go for it. I'm not going to bother. I'm just using a red thread. That's what I happen to grab. And I'm just going to sew along the first edge. Leave the needle in there. Then lift up your little foot here and turn it in the direction that you now want it to go. Put it down, and then do that little section, and make sure you go a little bit beyond it like that, and put your needle down. Now you know how to sew. You don't need to listen to that. Just do what you want. Now I'm going to sew them all the way around. I'm not going to leave a little opening where you think, oh, a little opening to turn them out. I'm later going to cut a little opening on the back side, but I'll show you how I do that. So let's finish off the star. Now my stars are going to be kind of wonky, but you know what? I don't care. They're going to be cute. You could also sew these by hand, by the way. It's up to you. Okay, just back stitch it. That's it. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to pinch to the fabrics to separate them. Just like that. Pinch them and separate them. And this is the fabric from the back. Make sure the front fabric is not in the way, and you're just going to make a tiny little nip with the scissors, and then you can just go and make a bigger opening just like that, just enough so that you can turn them over. Now if you feel like, oh, I don't know if I can handle that, then grab your back piece, make your little nick, do your little cut. Okay, make sure you put it back on top of the other one. The right sides facing each other. And then you're just going to circle all the way around. Or you're going to sew all the way around is what I meant to say. If you prefer to leave a little opening and turn them over, that's fine. But I'm going to show you. Now, once we have them like this, we're going to turn them over. So I'm just going to push all these little little star points in. And I'm using a little wood, I guess it's like a, let's see, right now, one of these little picks that I use, you can use in the kitchen, you know. But I went ahead and I snipped the tip because it was super sharp and it just pokes right through the fabric. But I first used the flat side to push in like that. And then you could use a little pointed side and just carefully push out your star points. This one's giving me a little bit of a problem here. There we go. I was going in the wrong way. But we're going to turn this over. And I want to show you how I'm doing it because that way you'll know. Like I said, this is not a perfect star. Oh, I didn't tell you something and I didn't do it on this one. Very, very bad of me. I've got another one here that I've already cut. Or sewed. You're gonna cut all the tips like that. It makes it so much easier to turn these over, okay? And then you're gonna go to the little corners and make a little snip. Let's see, make sure you don't cut where you sewed. Right there, those little corners. That makes it a whole lot easier, and the edges don't like pinch, because I did several where I forgot to do that, and they look kind of pinched, oops, on the edges where you're going to see that right here. But you know what? That's okay. We're just going to go with it because I'm not about to turn it inside out now or outside in, because I want to finish this project, and I think it's going to look super cute, the little stars, and they're going to look so rustic and homemade. So that's what I am going to be concerned about, how cute it's going to look. You want it perfect? Do a perfect job. Now, if you feel like, oh no, I don't think I can do those stars, then just do a bunch of circles. Don't worry about doing the little star shapes. Okay. See how it kind of wants to curl up like that? That's because it's not, you know, cut from the little corners here. So that's it. And then you can iron these. Let me get this one off of here. The circle is a lot easier to do. Of course, I already have my little opening here, so I'm just going to push everything through it. Like that. You don't have to worry about any points. And I'm just running my thumb in there to make sure everything's pushed out. You can also take your flat side here and then just go around the edge and push everything out. Don't push too hard because you're gonna probably tear up the seam that you just created. Okay, let's iron these and then we're gonna move on to the next step. All right, here's my little star. I'm gonna just give it a little press here. Don't worry about making it too perfect. We're gonna actually press it after we've filled it. And see, this one's looking a lot better. So you don't want to be suffering with your little stars. Then just do little circles. They're so much easier to do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn over one of the other stars that I did do the little cuts on, just so you can see that they're going to look a little bit better than that one. And I still like that one. He's not bad looking. Come on. He's cute. Okay. Pushing all these through. Oops, I didn't do this one. Okay, so I almost wanted to stop at just doing 4 stars because I was like, oh my goodness, these are so much extra work. But I went ahead and I did 8 of them. So just gently push the little points, and you kind of want them to be a little bit rounded. They're not going to be pointy. They're going to be okay. Okay. See how it turns around a little bit better? It doesn't pinch so much on the little corners here. So let's go ahead and iron him. And if you're wondering about my little mini iron, this was a gift from my son a few Christmases ago. And I think he got it at Walmart. But that's my little mini iron. Okay. And that's it. Now we're going to fill them up with some cotton balls. Okay, so I've got some cotton balls here, and what I'm doing is I take them apart. I think I used 3 for each of the circle shapes, but these are big cotton balls, so it just depends on the size of what you have. Try to find some soft ones, some good quality ones, because they'll break up a little bit better and they'll be softer, and it won't be so harsh on your fingers when you're trying to pull it apart. Okay, so now I'm just going to stuff it. I'm going to go around the edges to fill in the edges. Make sure you get this in there. Okay, just make sure you get it in there, all on the edges, like that. And then we're going to get a little bit more, and I'm not making them super puffy, okay? So just adding. These are bigger cotton balls. I started off with another package, and I was putting about 3 of them in here, and I think I was doing maybe 4 on the stars, but I'm using less now because these are bigger balls, cotton balls. Okay, so that's all I want. If you want them fluffier, put in some more, but I don't want them too fluffy. I don't want my wreath to be super like thick. Just want them like that. Just want them to give the illusion of the puffiness. So that's it. Once that's done, you can go ahead and iron it down again on both sides. And we'll stuff the star in a similar way. Ooh, let me cut this thread off here. Okay, so now let's stuff the little star. So I'm going to take my cotton balls and I'm going to really break them up a little bit more than I did my star, because, I'm sorry, the circle. Because I want to make sure that I get stuffing into the little corners. And of course you can use your little sticks, little skewers is what it is. Your little sticks, or a dowel stick. You want to just purchase a dowel stick. My phone. Okay. So let's go ahead and push these in there. I'm going to put a little bit into each little corner here. And then I can go ahead and push it in into each one like that. Get those little corners all nice and fluffed up. Okay, once I got the corners all fluffed up, now I can do the center part here. And the rest of the little legs of what looks like a little starfish. Okay, break up some more of the cotton balls and just fill it in till you're happy. One more. And one other thing is that it's a little more work stuffing the little stars, so you know your hands might end up hurting a little bit. Mine already hurt a little bit from them, and I still got 2 others here that I have to do. No, and then I have to fill this one too, so that's 3. I have 3 more to do, and that's why I said I almost wanted to just do 4 of them, but I said no, let's do the 8. Okay, so looks like I need a little bit right about right here. And then right here. Okay, that's good enough. That's all you got to do. Again, we're going to iron them. All right, so we're going to iron these down to make sure that the closing, you know, all the bits are together. This is why you don't want to stuff it too much, okay? And then just iron the front just to make it look pretty. We're going to iron the back. It makes it look sealed, and that's all going to get hot glued down, so you're not gonna notice that, okay? And there you go. And of course, you're going to have a ton of them. So I guesstimated that I'm going to need 16 of my circles to go around my wreath. So I chose 4 fabrics, did 4 of each, as I had said before. So I have 16, and then I'm going to do 8 stars. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already done. 3 more to fill, so that'll be 8. This is what I'm going to use for my wreath. And I'm going to be back for the next step. Okay, so I'm back with the next step. So now I want to wrap my wreath form with this ribbon that I got. And you want to make sure you have enough ribbon. So if you get the one from the Dollar Tree, I believe it's 3 yards. You might get some that have 4 yards, but I think that would be the thinner ribbon. But usually it's 3 yards on a roll. It might be enough to do this, but maybe grab a couple. I mean, you could always use the other roll. If you don't use it, you can use it for to make another wreath. And then, of course, you could also use it to make some bows or something. Okay, so let's get started on wrapping this up. Doesn't matter where I get started, but I don't want to have any, like, glue in the front, or, like, edges on the front. So I'm going to get this little edge in the back. I'm going to put some glue right here along the wire. Get this edge just on there so we can make sure we can not have it, pop up. Okay, let me roll this up because it's easier to twirl this around while it's, you know, on a short leash here from the roll. Okay, so now we're just going to start rolling it around, and I want it nice and tight. And you can overlap it as much as you want. I'm not going to overlap it too much, just maybe about, I don't know, 1/2 inch on the edges there. And just go all the way around. Make sure you keep it tight as you go around. And if you've got enough ribbon where you're like, oh, I want to go around twice or overlap a lot more than what I'm doing, go for it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to continue doing all the way around. When I get to the end, I want to cut enough so that it goes to the back. So it ends up in the back, hot glue it down. And that's it, you guys. Then we'll do the next step after that. Super easy. Alright, so I'm already going to be finished wrapping it around, and I'm just going to go over it and then leave a little bit extra for the back. And I will tell you this, I ended up overlapping it a little bit more than what I said because I felt like I gave it a little more coverage. Now, we're going to be putting some decorations on it, so I mean, we're not really going to see it anyway, but just, you know, just to make it a little bit nicer, more finished item. This is why I'm wrapping it with wire. And just in case, maybe some of the little decorations that I made are not overlapping. And then you'll see a little bit of the wire. I just wanted to cover it. But now that I think about it, I know the real reason why I'm doing this. Goodness gracious. Because we're going to be hot gluing the little circles and the stars onto here. So we need a surface, not just the little wires. And not only that, but then the glue won't seep through down here through the wires. So that's why you want to put some ribbon on them. That's, you know, just use some inexpensive ribbon. Or if you want to get some fabric and cut up strips at 2.5 inches wide, make your own ribbon, use that. Of course, you're gonna might have a lot of little threads everywhere. So, you know, that's your choice. Okay, so we have our wreath all nicely covered here. I am watching some videos. Ignore that. Okay, so now I'm going to take all of my little circles here. And I'm just going to throw them down because I did 4 of each. So I'm just throwing them down like this, okay? They don't have to be in any specific pattern, but I'm kind of doing that, okay? So let's just see how I have to do this. Okay. Like that. And in. So let me see what I'm doing here. Kind of overlapping them, but oh wait, this one now I want this one on the outside. And then I want it on, well, wait a minute. The red one on the inside. And then these two on the outside, but they have to overlap. So you don't see, you know, down underneath here, what's underneath it. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You could use some fabric if you want. But I'm going to do it like that. But now I have to do some adjusting because, let's see. Open them up a little bit more. I do have the stars also that'll cover some bits, so I shouldn't be too concerned. So I have this one coming out over here. I want it coming in. That's what I'm saying. It's better like if you just use a couple of colors or just one, and then you don't have to worry about like creating a pattern like I am, unfortunately. I don't want to create a pattern, but yet I am doing it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do like this, like halfway out, halfway in, halfway out, or halfway in, halfway out, like that, like this, like that. And then the next one, of course, we'll do in, out, in, and out, in, out, in, and out. And we started with this one. So then, yeah, in, out, in, and out. So now I can just kind of adjust them a little bit more so they're equally spaced out. Like so. Okay, just place them however you want. I don't know why I'm being so picky, guys. Okay, maybe I needed to make more circles, but I think this is good. Okay, because again, I do have stars and they'll cover, you know, some of the spaces. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started by putting down the first one. But again, this one I wanted to overlap over the next one, so I'm not going to glue it down here. I'm just going to glue it on this little spot here. Glue that little opening down as well. I'm directing it inward. Let's push these out. Directing it inward. And the next one's going to overlap it a little bit. There we go. This is facing outward. This one's going to go inward. So again, you know, I'm closing the little backs here. There you go. I don't know, maybe I'm going to have to make some more to fill in. I don't know. Okay. Pop it open just a little bit more. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep doing this, but I'm going to go ahead and put him back the way that I had him because I want to make sure that I'm going to end up correctly the way that I had them before. You know, like I'm not going to end up with a big old gap before I put these, which, see, that's kind of happening. So, see, this one has to overlap this one a little bit. So somewhere they're a little too close together. What am I doing wrong? This one's on here, and then this one, and then this one. Okay, there. Okay, I'm going to come back when I've glued them all down. All right, so I'm doing my last one. There we go. Tuck it under this other one. There we go. I love it, and I'm glad that I did wrap the wreath with the ribbon, because you know, now you see it. It's okay. It's a nice red ribbon underneath all the little ornaments that I've put on here. So if you want it to be fuller, then maybe make, I don't know, this was what, 16? So 20, 24, maybe 6 colors if you even want to do that. Like you have 6 fabrics, why not, right? Or just do 2 separate colors and then, you know, do half and half. I think that looks really cute. It's really simple, really cute. Okay, so now here I have my little stars. So now I just have to decide where I want them. You know, just wherever I can just place them. There we go. Opposite, opposite. There we go. I like that. So I got green, red, trees. Wait a minute. Black. Green, red, trees, and black. Okay, that's okay. So I don't want to cover the too much of the items that are underneath them. Oh my goodness, I think it looks super cute. Okay, I'm going to push the red one in. This one out, this one out. The black one in a little bit. This one out, the red in, this one out, and this one in. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. You know what I'm going to do, though? I'm going to move them up a little bit because I don't want the green on the green and I don't want the black on the black, green on green, etc. Okay? That's all I'm going to do. Might switch them around or something. Yeah, black and then the green. That works. Oh wait, this is too close to this. All right, let me figure this one out. Move it over a little bit. Move it over a little bit. Like that. Inward, outward, inward. Okay, there we go. That's good. I'm happy with that. Let's just put some glue on there. You try to get it on the little openings you made. That'll seal them up. There you go. Did I glue this one? No, I didn't. Let's do this one. I think that is the last. And I can't tell if it's in or out. I think this one was supposed to be a little bit more in and then that one out. Okay, that's good. I'm not going to worry about it. I think it looks lovely. Now the only other thing we want to do is turn it around and put something to hang. And I don't have a thin ribbon anywhere near me. So I'm going to grab some floral wire. My wire cutters. So I'm going to cut a piece of wire and then I'm going to fold it in half because I want it to be thick and then just twist it. Okay, twist it really well into itself. Just keep twisting it. You see that? Getting twisted. My wrinkly hand. Okay. And then bring them together, the ends. Make a loop like that, nice big loop, because you don't know where you're going to hang it. If you're going to use a wreath hanger, then you need this to be big enough to go, you know, over the end of the wreath hanger, the little hook of it. So just measure that. So you make sure you have a nice enough, you know, hole or loop. And then, or you could just do it whatever size if you think you're going to hang it from some tack or just a nail somewhere. So that's it. I'm just going to put some glue on there, let it just stick to my wreath and let that dry and we will be done. All right, everyone, there is my completed puffy fabric wreath. I think it looks really cute and it's really nice for this Christmas holiday coming up if you want to have some homemade looking items. And of course this is completely homemade, so not just homemade looking, but it truly is homemade. And of course it took a little time to get everything sewn and stuffed, but it was very relaxing. You know, just watch some videos of mine while you make this. And I hope that you enjoy doing it. So I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up. And I hope that you too will give me a big old thumbs up and leave a kind comment down below, letting me know what you think of this little craft. Have you created anything similar? And if you have, did you use the same shapes or did you use something different? Are you going to be making this? I hope that you are, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. So please subscribe if you haven't already done so, and then hit the notification button so that you get notified of my videos as soon as I upload them. Once again, thank you for watching and supporting my channel, and as always, enjoy.